Did I hear you correctly? Did you say you pushed an old man on the subway?
Yeah, I did. But he pushed me first. He pushed me first, and he wasn't that old, even though he kind of walked with a limp.
So it's okay to push someone if they push you first?
Yeah, eye for an eye, baby. That's biblical.
Dysh. Dysh.
Hey, y'all. It's Onika.
And J.R.?
And you are dishing with DaintyDysh. How you doing, J.R.?
I am doing fantastic, Onika. How are you?
I'm awesome. Like, you know that song, Mother Effa, I'm awesome. Like, that's what's playing in my head today.
Well, that's all that's going on?
That's all that's going on up in Onika's head today. I'm just awesome.
You're off. Maybe.
I mean, especially, I feel good after pushing that old man on the bus. So.
Oh, it was the bus. It wasn't
It was
the
the
subway.
bus. It wasn't the subway. It was the bus. But
So
we'll
you-
get to
so
that.
So you did push him.
I did push him. He pushed me first, but we'll get to that. I want to hear about how you're doing, and then I'll tell my story.
I'm doing all right. I'm still in clown class. You know.
Okay, how's it going?
Well, we were off. I think this week. Yeah, we were off. Well, we were off this week.
Okay, Easter, right?
Yeah, the Easter holiday. And so I was catching up on my reading. So I'm reading Mastering the Rockefeller Habits 2.0.
Ooh.
Scaling Up. How a few companies make it and why the rest don't. So that's the book I'm reading right now.
Is that J.D. Rockefeller?
Probably. I don't know. I think it's just a from what I
Like
can
the
gather,
Carnegies and the Rockefellers?
well,
type of thing?
pretty much. But from what I can gather, the title came from just someone taking a look at the method that family used, or I guess the patriarch used to gain wealth, and I guess trying to replicate that. That's what I can get from. That's what I get kind of from what they're talking about. When that I'm only on like the 20th page, so
Okay, well, just keep reading and let us know. Keep us posted.
But other than that,
I'm interested. Keep
other
us
than that,
posted.
I'm just kind of kicking it. I gotta get out of my parents' house. This is week 2.
Week 2, we should do a countdown until you get out.
We should do a countdown. This is week 2.
Like
I
have
gotta
a
get
big
out.
clock.
Yeah, I know. So this is week
Just
2 of me. I
count
gotta
down
get
the
out. I
days.
started looking at apartments.
Oh, that's cool. Have you seen anything cool in the city that you like?
I'm thinking I gotta up my budget.
That's all right. You got them coins.
Yeah, right. Wish. Yes, I think I'm gonna have to up my budget a bit, but I think I will be able to find something, and yeah, but that's about it.
So when are you thinking you're going to be out by?
I've given myself a June deadline.
June. Okay, so we'll start the countdown.
Oh, I put it out in the open. I just
Yeah,
kind of
you
said
put
no.
it in the universe.
I put it in the universe. Well, okay, now it's out there. So
It's out there.
yeah. So
And you know what else is out there?
what else is out there?
An old man that pushed me on the bus on the way home from work. I had a rough day that day at work. It was rough. Okay, it was just one of those days you just didn't want to be at work. You wanted to be home cuddling up in your bed Netflixing. But I was at work and I finished my shift. I get on the bus to come home, and this old man basically, as I'm trying to walk to get off the bus, pushed me and then was like, I'm getting off at this stop. So I pushed him back and I was like, don't touch me. You can't be pushing people. Now we kind of got into a bit of a yelling match. I mean, things happen, okay? Passions fly high, and I'm an emotional person sometimes, but it was a bad
Justify
day.
yourself now. Justify
No,
yourself.
but it was a bad day, and it was the wrong day to mess with Onika Dainty. I'm sorry. He poked the beast, and he got the horns.
Okay.
So,
all right. I mean, if you feel justified in your actions,
I feel
then
good about it. If I see him again, I'd probably give him the finger. I wouldn't even care, because you know what? At the end of the day, I think it was that I stepped on his foot one time, and I apologized, and he just can't get over it. He's like marked me for death. Like,
Yeah,
I'm really concerned about this old man. I might have to file a report.
Oh my goodness, you and your report. So you just keep filing reports. Maybe you're the one with the problem. You ever thought about that?
No, maybe I just like filing reports. Some people need to be reported. Okay? It just is what it is.
You were that tattletale in school, weren't you?
I was a total tattletale. I sang like a hummingbird. I didn't care. I was loyal to the people I was loyal to, but if I saw some injustice, something going wrong, I was the first to open my mouth.
That's a good quality
Yeah,
as an
I wasn't a
adult. I mean, I guess
tattletale. I
you
was
just-
more of an
you're not
injustice.
gonna stand by and just let things happen. I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
I didn't let bullying happen. I never let any of that stuff happen. I was always the defender of the of the underdogs.
Yeah, I've seen you jump in front of someone for me, so I can't I can't really say much. That was one of the most epic moments of my life.
Oh my gosh.
So.
That's so funny. It's happened and it'll probably happen again. I can't make promises. So, but I'm so excited about the royal wedding. It's on May 19th.
Really? Really?
Can you feel the love tonight?
It's really that big of a deal to you?
I mean, I grew up, I learned in history about Queen Victoria, and she started the whole trend with the long trains and the poofy Victorian style dresses, and her wedding was so elaborate and it was so classic, and I just love royal weddings. When, Kate got married, I was excited, and now that Meghan's getting married, I'm speaking of them as if they're friends.
It's you just heard of this Meghan Markle.
No,
I don't even know what her
actually,
name is. You just heard
Markle.
of her? You just heard of her?
That's not true. I watched Suits.
Okay, fine. So 7 years ago was the first time you ever knew of this person, and now you're
I'm
invested
excited.
in who they are.
Really? I'm not invested in them so much as I am in the wedding and all the the decor, the dress. I don't think I'll ever have that for myself. It's probably not in the cards, but I enjoy seeing it happen to other people. It makes me happy. It brings me joy.
Okay, that's great. But it doesn't really mean much. They're getting married. They love each other. They're doing their thing. It's going to be on a world stage. Cool, fantastic. She becomes a princess. Great. But, they're not solving world hunger.
I know. But sometimes you just want to get away from all the dreary things that are happening in the world. You just need an escape, and a royal wedding is just perfect for that.
Oh my gosh. Well, in other news, that's a little bit more related to the show. The Rock, I mean, it's in the paper, the New York Times, all over the place, Huffington Post, The Star, has expressed or has shared his battle with depression, especially related to his mother's attempted suicide. So that's so it's everyone goes through bouts of depression. Things happen in everyone's life. For men's, I guess we typically don't talk about it. I mean, I went through a couple of years of depression without even realizing it until it was pointed out to me in a pretty ugly fashion. But it's, I guess we need to, as men, I guess, ask for help.
And share
and not keep our feelings inside. I mean, that's,
well,
I don't know. Yeah.
Kudos to The Rock for opening up and expressing himself and sharing that, because he's always seemed like a very happy, other than when he was The Rock, he seemed like a very, happy guy, and you never know what's going on with people, even people in that world. That I mean, they're just humans. They're humans too. So they're fallible. They're human.
Everyone goes through things, right? Mm-hmm. But something I wanted to bring up with you is because I was in a little situation where I was having
You're always in some kind of situation. Why are you always in situations?
I was just having a conversation that went south.
And usually the situations usually involve your mouth and you going south. So what happened?
Wow.
Tell me. It usually... JR, it's true. Don't even look at me like that. It's true. Wow. I just called you out.
Wow. Anyway, the conversation went along the lines of, is it okay if a man says that he just wants sex and a woman says she's okay with it, but she's not, and the man knows but doesn't care?
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I agree with that. I'm going to have to throw my girls under the bus on this one, because if a man's telling you one thing and you're agreeing to it and then completely turning things around and fitting it to your own desires and your own needs without even probably sharing that with that man, then you're in the wrong.
Okay, now what happens if you are sharing it? The woman is sharing it now.
But that's now the agreement.
No. But let's say another situation now is the woman is sharing it as well. The man's saying, I just want this. I only want sex. And the woman's like, I want a relationship, but they still have sex. Is the man wrong?
No, I wouldn't say the man's wrong. She said what she wanted, but then she agreed to still go in the direction that he wanted to go in, which was to sleep with him. So in this case, the woman is wrong. And this whole thing, I consider myself a feminist. I really do. To the truest sense of the word and what it means, I consider myself a feminist. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I'm, by definition, I guess I would be the historical definition is more on the lines of what I'm familiar with, where it's equality and advocacy, is that the word? Advocacy, for women's for equality, equal rights in regards to social, economic, and political means like that. That's like I agree with that 100%. But I'm a little like I'm kind of on the fence today when I say I'm a feminist, because I don't really understand where the movement is going. I don't really get it. I don't understand, because like Margaret Atwood got thrown under the bus for like just asking a question in one of her articles, and I think you can't find a bigger feminist than her. Like,
no, not really. She's an OG feminist.
Like, can you?
She's an OG feminist, like so, original gangster. So
I don't know where the movement is today.
The movement is confused. I think that's what it feels like to me. It's very confused.
Well, I wouldn't say it's confused. I just need to be defined to me.
I myself, I subscribe more to the definition that you just gave, but I myself am confused by this feminist movement, by people like Miss Swift calling herself a feminist, but then sexualizing herself in her videos and in her music.
Whoa. You're going there?
I'm going there because women are doing it all around the world. They're saying they're like girl power and they're for women and they're all about women's rights, and they want to shout out women's rights when it suits them, but then their actions are different than what their words are. And that's where I have a challenge with this modern day feminism.
Okay, but from a social standpoint, shouldn't a woman be able to really do what she wants and dress the way she wants? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes I think it's a little too provocative, but I mean, whatever, that's just my personal opinion. But I'm not saying you shouldn't do it if you want to. Like, I mean, it's your body, do what the hell you want with it.
I mean, for me, I think I'm biased. Maybe it's my age. I don't remember what I dressed like at 21 years old.
Oh, I remember it was terrible.
Like, I was a horrible dresser. I probably had my boobs out, my legs out, and everything out, stomach out, all of that. But at 21 years old, I didn't have the knowledge that I think I have now at 35, where I find some of the images that I see of young women exposing their bodies a little disconcerting. And I worry that they're portraying an image that may encourage men to treat them with disrespect.
Okay. I got I want to cover like two things there. So, first, why can't you really wear what you want? Like, are you saying that it's like if a woman wants to walk around in a bikini and in the times today, is that okay? Like on the beach?
No, you could wear whatever you want. But you know what? I grew up in a very old-fashioned type of home. House clothes were for the house. Going out clothes were for going out. School clothes were for school. Church clothes were for church, and party clothes were for parties. It's, to me, it's pick your spots. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't. If you're dressing provocatively, I might assume you're going out to a nightclub or doing something in the evening or whatever. But like, pick your spots. It doesn't make you less of a woman to cover up more. Like, it doesn't make you less of a woman.
But I mean, if you look back historically, we've always seen images of whatever at the particular time is provocative. We see it in media. So, there was a point in time in history where a woman's ankles were, risque. And, today, now it's, I don't know what part today.
There's no parts that are risque anymore.
Nipples. You don't see nipples.
You don't see nipples. You don't see vajay.
Okay, so nipples right now today are
you don't see vajay. So they're a no-go too.
Okay, so you don't see those things today. But if women are okay with, if women are so angry about seeing these images, why wouldn't you stop having those images out there?
I think it's just turned into its own animal. I think, like, we talked about selfie culture before, and I just think with social media as well, we discussed social media. It's just one of those animals that it spreads it almost like a virus. Like, you can't. It's an unstoppable, at this point, rebel force that we have to now deal with, and we are kind of forced to consume as women too. Like, men are consuming it, women are consuming it.
Well, I like that you brought up social media because I want to come back to the thing that you were talking about, men disrespect. You allow men to disrespect you because now we can. I want to tie that into social media. So when men make comments on the outfits or that like culture,
yeah.
Can you blame men for doing that? If a woman's putting herself out there and setting these thirst traps, I got to use the word.
You got to use thirst traps this week. I think everyone's responsible for their own actions. So if you're posting it and he's liking it, or disliking it, you kind of have to deal with the consequences. Like everyone has to kind of think of consequences when it comes to these things.
So when you put yourself out there, it's okay for people to make derogatory comments and make, nasty comments. It's okay.
It's not nice. You might not like it, but you've put yourself out there for criticism, potentially positive, constructive, positive, or negative criticism. Okay. You've put yourself out there, and that's, I think, what young women don't seem to understand, because we're now out there in every single way, and it affects potentially getting a job.
Yeah, like if you want to go into politics or something.
If you want to go into politics. Yeah. I mean, right now, I'm sure the 76 women that are seated in the House right now haven't got a bunch of Instagram.
76 women in the House?
Not in the House, sorry, in Parliament.
There's
76 out of 308.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that are sitting.
That's not a bad number.
But I'm sure they don't have like Instagram accounts with like bikinis and like drinking pictures. So like just going back to the other point. Yeah, but yeah, 76 is. I think it could be higher.
Okay.
I think it could be higher. I think we could do more.
It will be higher eventually. I mean, how long have women been told that you can do anything?
At least for the last 25, 30 years.
Okay, so 25, 30 years, which puts them at our age group, and that means we're about the age where you start to make those moves, figure out what you're really gonna do, and you kind of move in that direction. So if politics happens to be that in your future, there's a lot of women that are going to university, getting political science degrees, that are becoming attorneys. That's typically the background you need to go into politics, unless you want to come in like an outsider and be like a business leader or something. So either way, I think that women are going to enter politics. I mean, even right now, we've got our premier, Kathleen Wynne. She's a woman. Well, she's a woman, yeah. Yes. And I don't know how long she'll be here, but she's here right now. And there's some other premiers out there that are women. I don't know their names off the top of my head, but I mean, it's going to happen.
I mean, the fact is 85% of our population is being governed by female premiers, but I think there needs to be more change on the federal level. I just feel like when it comes to women's rights issues such as abortion, I want a woman to be deciding those issues for me. I don't want it to be men making those decisions.
But I thought we're like on that for right now. We're okay. Like we're pro-choice and we're good. Like, is that changing?
I just want it to stay that way.
Oh, who's changing it?
Who knows? Anything can happen. But if women are in positions of power, we can shift and sway how changes are made, or if things are
so that things are pro women. Like is that what you're trying to shift things all the way to pro women?
Not pro women, pro people.
Okay, so you're saying a man can't do that? Because I mean, like if I become elected and I become the prime minister, I'm gonna make sure that sanitary napkins and tampons are free.
Pads and tampons are free?
Yeah.
Well, more power to you, but I want some more pads and tampons in the parliament. That's what I want. Women in leadership is the right move.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to say the right person, regardless if you're a man or woman, could be the right person for the job. And, based on my experience in school and over the last, 8 to 10 years, I would say that we're going to see a lot of women in positions of power. It's just because they're the only ones that are going to school.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's just going to happen. I mean, businesses are growing and they're being run by women, but I mean, and that just brings up the whole, I know you want to talk about it, so I'm just going to bring it up anyway, the wage gap, which I'm like, blah.
You're like blah about, and I'm like 77 cents on the dollar. What?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
come
gross.
On. Nah, come on.
I mean, you have all these, like, you always have these theories and your reasonings, and like, I want to hear you out, but you have a reason for this that I don't necessarily agree with. I feel like if two people are doing the same job, and this happens, I think, when there's those negotiable salaries. So you're making from 30 to 45,000, and then the man gets paid 45, but you get paid 30, but you're coming in at the same level. So why are you getting paid 30 and he's getting paid 45? Like, how is that a fair situation?
But you don't know of that specific situation in particular. And typically, if you're when you compare men and women to the actual jobs that 1-to-1, so a firefighter versus a firefighter, like the pays are almost equal. Unfortunately, there's a lot of lower paying jobs that are flexible, that allow for, people to maintain, families and whatever schedules they need to in retail,
which I'm in,
which you're in, hospitality, which I've worked in.
Also
and, those types of jobs are low paying because they allow a lot of flexibility. So, and they're a dime a dozen. So if you leave, they can just replace you, right? But when the jobs are quote unquote skilled, or are less, they allow for less flexibility, they pay more. So if you're required to be in an office between 9 and 5 every single day, that job's going to pay more than a job that's going to give you flexibility to, be there at 4:00 in the afternoon today and 10:00 in the morning tomorrow. And unfortunately, there's a lot of women in those flexible jobs. So the numbers outweigh, the amount of women in those jobs outweigh the number of men in those jobs. So when they skew the numbers, that's just my opinion.
I mean, I guess it's a fair assessment, but I have challenges with situations where people are equally yoked and the woman is still not getting paid as much as the male is, because that happens. Like,
but
you
give an
can't
example.
deny.
But give an example. I know I'm just putting you on the spot.
You're putting me on the spot. I don't I don't know business examples. I just know what's happening.
I know you. Well, you brought up an interesting idea, and I know a friend of mine. She's been in a similar situation, and she's mentioned the same thing as negotiation. And although I don't think that is I think it's a cop-out, because you need to learn how to negotiate on your own, right? Like, that's a skill that you need to develop.
Yeah, it's something I think that...
But to your point, I think that a lot of times men will be willing to go in and negotiate. Like, I've gone into job interviews, and I've gotten a contract in front of me, and I've looked at it, I've taken it home, I've crossed out all the numbers I didn't like, I changed them to numbers that I did like, and I signed it, and I sent it back. And I'm like, if you want me, it's already signed.
Ballsy.
But because I'm thinking in my mind, it's along the lines of, wait, you've gone through an interview process. I've seen this job ad out here for at least 6 months, and then it went away, and I saw it come back. So, I mean, you're looking for someone, and you're in a bind, and now I'm the top candidate. You brought me in more than once. You want me. What do I want from you? I'm going to say what I want from you, because I have nothing to lose. I think you have to approach it differently, because I think a lot of times I find, especially with my female friends, they're not willing to walk away from a bad deal. They're just, I need a job.
Like a deal's a deal.
They're like, a deal's a deal. I need a job. I need a job. These are my skills. Oh, this job doesn't pay me as much, but you know what? I'm going to take it anyway.
And we always say it's a foot in the door.
Yeah, it's a foot in the door. Whereas for me, you saw me sit on my behind for almost 8 months, and say, nope, that's not a bad deal. That's a bad deal. I don't want that. Nope. Until a deal presented itself where I was like, oh, I can go with that deal. Right? So I think that's patience.
Yeah, that's definitely patience. I don't know. I feel like I've been in a situation where I've had to negotiate before, and I did a shit job. Like, I was absolutely terrible at it. It is not my forte. I'm one to, if I'm not careful, I might be taken advantage of, and that's what it felt like in the moment. But I think it's something that women definitely need to take the time to work on for themselves.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's a really good book that I read, Never Split the Difference. I think it's in one of our previous podcasts, one of the write-ups. But yeah, it's a really good book on negotiation. I've used some of it. I mean, it was recommended to me by like a senior manager at one of the companies that I've done some freelance work for. And I had already read it, but I read it again, and it kind of sunk in this time, and it's a really good book. It's about negotiation.
That's good.
Yeah. But I was thinking speaking of going to work, and I know you talked about your TTC, but I got one too. Like, I mean, when it comes to on this whole like feminist thing, and chivalry, you know, like I'm a pretty chivalrous guy. Yeah,
that's the right one.
That's the one. Okay,
that's the one.
So typically, like when I'm getting on the subway, if there's a woman there, like I'm gonna be like, oh, you know, go ahead first. Like I don't really care, no big deal. But sometimes I have my headphones in, and if I look and you're not in my peripheral, like I'm just gonna go on. And this morning, I went to get on the train, and I looked, and there was no one there, and I went to get on, and I turned, and this woman just kind of cut me off.
What is going on the TTC?
And she did a quick swivel and then said, excuse me, and then walked in front of me and like kind of gave me the like
chivalry is dead.
Yeah, and I was like,
who killed it? Women.
Yeah.
Women. We killed it. The minute we stopped letting them hold doors for us, we killed it. I think feminism killed it a little bit too. Anything you can do, I could do better. Like for me, that should not be the feminist mantra. Yeah,
but I guess, and with all this stuff that's going on, isn't it like I feel like there's gonna be like a male revolt, like a little bit of a male revolt at some point.
It's already happening. There's male activism going on right now. Men are crying out. They're crying out because fathers in court aren't getting a fair shake. And because they do the most dangerous jobs like policing and firefighting, you know, there's a deficiency in the job market.
Are these white men?
Obviously. And my favorite one was they can't treat women like sex objects, but women can treat them like success objects.
Oh, I actually agree with that one.
When they're choosing a romantic partner.
Oh, I absolutely agree with that one. 100%. Oh my goodness. I've had a woman tell me, yeah, you bring nothing to the table right now because you have no job, you are worthless, and yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, you bring nothing. So, I mean, yeah, it's basically a whole status thing. Women want status.
Yeah, but would you become a male? Would you say you're a male activist or a male feminist?
God, no.
Are you a male feminist or a male activist? Come on, JR, make a decision.
I would fall under male feminist.
Male feminist. Male feminist.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be out here. How could I literally go out here and be like, rah, men, power, men? Like, really?
You can't do it. Not in this climate.
Not even in it doesn't even matter the climate. I couldn't fathom that. No way. Not gonna happen. Although I've been one to mansplain, I think.
Oh, mansplaining, gotta love it.
But I feel like you've corrected me on that. So I mean, let's
mansplaining really is one of those things that men do where they talk in a patronizing or condescending way to women. It often happens in the workforce, maybe during an argument with your significant other. But it's just a tone that they take that is just super irritating and really can push a button.
Yeah, I do it to you sometimes.
Yeah, you mansplain to me.
Sometimes I felt like I've done it and it's really annoyed you, and I'm like, I caught myself. I'm like,
yeah, but I've dropped some daintyisms on you.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I said it. I ismed my own name.
Okay.
I ismed. Yeah, but I wanted to just congratulate you. You've been a busy boy.
What do you mean?
You've just been out and about, like just on your grind.
Oh, I started my own business. I'm trying to get some clients.
Yeah, you are a millennial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say congratulations, sir. You're in a new echelon of people.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess now that you put it that way, I mean, it just started out like I just wanted to be in that gig economy. But before that, I just hated working in an office 9 to 5, like just fluorescent lights and cubicles. And even though the pay was fantastic, I was like, this isn't life. Like, oh, you can go on vacation 3 weeks a year, but you can only take 2 at a time. And, just like someone just running my life.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute. No, I don't want this. I want to be able to like work when I want to work. I want to work from a beach. I want to work from a cafe. I want to be able to just, take a week off if I want to take a week off. And yeah, so it started out with like the whole gig thing. And then, yeah, it kind of turned into, well, this could be a viable business opportunity.
And you could see your own value.
It took a while, but it wasn't until I started, meeting other entrepreneurs and meeting other people in like shared workspaces and just having conversations and just, you know, I realized that I am worth a bit, and, you know, it's been a neat discovery of just really understanding what my worth is out there in the marketplace, and being able to like find people that are willing to pay for it. It's been amazing. I mean, how do you
find that you prove your worth? Like, what's your number one way of proving your worth to a potential client?
Well, you're putting me on the spot.
I am, because you're the only millennial entrepreneur that I know.
Wow.
You're the only one I know, so I want to pick your brain on this.
For me, I guess it's building. I try to only work with people that I really vibe with, like have a cool relationship with. Being in hospitality all those years, I'm pretty good at reading people. And I know pretty much immediately if I really want to work with you, or if I'm like, I don't want to. And I try to work with people that are about, they have a goal. And if someone talks about 10 years in the future, I'm in. Like, I'm sold. Like, you have a vision, you know where you're going, and you might not know how to get there, but you have a goal. And I share my goals, and just, it's kind of the whole, do we vibe together?
Well, I don't own my own business like you do, but I feel kind of like I am my own business sometimes. Like, yeah, like building my brand and doing, and I've cleared my space of distraction.
You took a note, some notes.
Some notes from you, yeah. And I cleared my space of distraction, because I would watch you work. You know, as we worked on this project together, I would watch you work, and the environment that you put yourself in and the people that you surrounded yourself with, they weren't distractions. They weren't like, oh, come out and party with us and like pop bottles and have a good time, and or you weren't spending 8 hours like watching television, or like you were focused, and you were laser focused. And I feel like I'm in that, like I'm in it right now, like doing this with you. I'm in it right now, and I'm feeling your vibe.
You're in the chamber.
I'm in the chamber. I'm in the chamber.
I don't know. I just feel like if you put the time in and the effort into things, you're gonna see success. I mean, you're gonna. And if you fail, take notes. Figure out what, like, I failed my first attempt at business. I failed. What did I do? I went back to school. I learned some things. I went and worked at a bunch of different organizations, honing different skills. And, you know, now I'm applying those skills that I learned, and it's benefiting me now, you know? So,
yeah, I think I think failure is a positive thing. I don't think of it as a negative
Oh, no,
thing.
There's
no negative failures. Every failure is something you can learn from, you know, and then there goes the saying, you either adapt or you die.
Yeah, adapting is key. Like, I mean, that's pretty much the key. Adapting. Always adapt.
Always adapt.
Yeah.
I feel like I never considered myself an adaptable person, but I've learned to go with the flow. I think more so since I've been hanging out with you. Like, you came in here earlier and I was in a hell of a tizzy over something.
Yeah.
Related to the podcast, and you just like woo-sawed me into calmness. Because I was worked up, and you're like, listen, Linda, it's going to be okay. Like, don't worry about it. No worries. Like, and it just like whoosh. So that adaptability, like, you moved with the moment, and it was really cool. It was really cool.
You just gotta vibe and just, you
know.
It
was really cool.
Yeah. See, I like working with you, so it's kind of like, okay, it works. You know?
And your good habits have helped me build good habits. Like, you have a regimen. You have a specific routine. I mean, it's shifted and changed as you've had to do different gigs.
I've adapted, yeah.
You've adapted, like we just discussed. But you have a routine. Like, I remember when we had first started this, you'd get up at, like, 4. And then you, like, from 4, you'd be doing this till... Because you said your work day is from what time to what time?
It's not... I don't get up at 4. I used to get 5.
5. I think it was 5, yeah.
Yeah, 5 a.m. I'm, you know, working. I'm done. My day's done by 3.
Your day's done by 3. I used to just be getting, when I was depressed, I used to be getting started at 3. Like, my day wouldn't begin till 3 o'clock.
Well, that's when we were trying to get in sync, and at first, and I was like, you know, I can stretch my day out, no problem. I can work it from 3 to like maybe 6, no problem, maybe 7. You're just like, you want to work at like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, like, I'm a night owl. I work best at night. I work really well in the morning when it's quiet, when there's like no distractions. I can't call my mom. I can't call you. I can't call cousin Ann. I can't call anybody. So I focus and work and then at night, late at night when the city's kind of quiet as well, that's when I can work. So those 2 times, but like daytime, I just want to like talk and like I get distracted. So I'm trying to have more focus and build good habits. But I don't know. I just feel like hanging around you has made me want to be an entrepreneur, even though I'm not a millennial. But
it's not going to stop. You're ridiculous.
No, but it's just that, you know, baby boomers started a lot later than we did. So I'm starting at 35. So I'm starting exactly where Generation X started. So, and you started very early on, and just congratulations to you. But with that said, that is the dish of the day. If you'd like to get a hold of myself and JR, please do contact us. Just write us a note. Tell us how you're feeling. We care. We truly, truly care. So, JR, tell them where they can reach us.
Yeah, definitely. You can reach us at dysh, DYSH, at DaintyDysh.com. That's DaintyDysh.com. You can check us out on Instagram. Onika's at Best of Onika. I'm Best of JR. Onika, what's going on DaintyDainty.com?
Oh, this week is going to be a really good week, guys. I will be posting, my Black and quote unquote crazy series, the Afro-Canadian experience with mental health. I'm very excited about it. It will be on OnikaDainty.com, as well as a very personal journal entry on acceptance and forgiveness, which I often have challenging times with, but I'm working through it. And one of my longtime poems. So I'll be posting that soon.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah, soon, very soon.
very, very soon.
Very, very soon. I'm getting organized. I'm getting organized.
Getting on that schedule?
I'm getting on that schedule.
Well, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, we want to thank you. Please subscribe.
Give us 5. We deserve 5.
Yeah, do that too, please. We thank you and thank you. If you're listening to us on YouTube, subscribe, give us a like. No, not a like, but leave us some feedback. Onika will probably.
I will respond.
You probably will respond.
I will
directly.
respond.
If you're listening to us on SoundCloud or anything other platform, please listen, like, subscribe, leave some feedback if you'd like. Onika will definitely get back to you. I probably will leave it to Onika.
Be too busy hustling.
But that's it for me.
All right, guys. As I said, that's been the dish of the day, and you guys have yourself a very, very, very happy hump day.